This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. It rained this morning. Yes, it did. It's about 71 degrees, I believe. So what bike am I on? Take a guess. I am on the Magicycle Commuter bike. Yeah, class 1. Take a look at my speedometer. I'm doing 20 miles an hour on it. Okay, 21. Yeah, you would think I would be fed up with class 1 bikes, right? No, not really. This one has a cadence sensor. And the last class 1 bike that we did was the Velotric Thunder 1. Now, here's the difference between these two bikes, all right? The Thunder 1 is actually a really nice bike, but I just couldn't ride it well because, you got to put a lot of effort in order to get some speed out of it. And as you know, with the bad knee, I couldn't do it. So why is this difference? Well, the cadence sensor, as opposed to that torque sensor, makes all the world of difference. Now, the basic difference is this. I don't really have to put a whole lot of hard pedaling to get a lot of speed. The cadence sensor senses that the pedal is moving, and then it moves you to the speed that the pedal assist is set for. So I'm at pedal assist level 3. I barely need to move my knees and legs, and I don't have to pedal hard. I just have to keep it moving. If I keep it moving, I'm doing 17.5 miles an hour. I'm barely moving. I'm barely moving my legs. I mean, I'm just going through the motions essentially. And of course, if I'm on pedal assist level 4 or 5, it would be even faster. But yeah, I don't need to do that. So this is, of course, a very thin tire, just like the other bike was. It's a very lightweight. I think the Velotric is lighter than this bike. I think this bike was, I'm going to guess again. Here we go. It's a 43, 46, 46 maybe? I don't know, something like that in pounds. And the Velotric is less than that. What are they, 30, 36? 34, 36, something like that? So it's lighter in weight than this bike, but it's okay. I mean, I can move on this bike. This is a single speed bike. And this was the drawback I always found with this bike, is that, getting started from a dead stop is kind of hard because you really only got one gear. And then, let's take a left over here. And so you only have one gear, and so getting started from a dead stop is hard. If you're going up a hill, it's hard. yeah, it's a belt drive. But for the majority of the rest of the time, I'm moving pretty good. Look, I'm on pedal assist level 3. I'm doing 20.8 miles an hour. When I look down there, 21 miles an hour right now. So yeah, there's a world of difference in how fast you're gonna go. Now, in terms of the usage of the battery, yeah, that Velotric did pretty good. What was that, like 30.5 or 31 miles or something like that of range? I only get about 23 on this one. It's probably because we're moving so hard and so fast. The motor's being used a lot more, of course, and so you're using up some of the power. But I am able to move on this bike with relative ease. I mean, I'm doing decent speed on it. I have gone distance on it without a problem. I've done like all 23 miles in one shot. Whereas on the Thunder 1, I had to break it up into multiple rides. I was only getting like 10 miles and I was just totally exhausted by that time. So now some people have said that, when I asked, do you prefer a easier riding bike or one that makes you work a little bit and get some more cardio or whatever? And some people said they prefer to get the cardio, and other people said, what's the point of working so hard with the e-bike. I mean, a lot of us kind of felt that, well, if the e-bike is there, isn't that supposed to help you and make it a little bit easier? Well, yeah. So it's two different schools of thought. So I feel each bike is designed for specific people, right? If you're going to want to take it easier, then obviously this Magicycle commuter bike would be the better choice. If you want to get a little more workout, this wouldn't be the right choice. Even though it's a class 1, it's not the right choice because I mean, look at me. I've got a bad leg and knee, and yet I'm able to handle this bike just fine. So yeah, you have to decide which way you want to go, really, what you really want to achieve out of all of this. This is new asphalt again. Oh man. Well, it did rain, so hopefully maybe that got rid of some of the stickiness. You know, new asphalt sometimes can get kind of sticky, and I got to bring these bikes back in the house. You know, we have wood floors and stuff. I don't want to track that into the floors and stuff. I actually I keep some of my bikes in my office downstairs, and yeah, I saw some tire tracks. I was like, what is this? The only thing I can figure is the bikes must have gone over some of this new asphalt, then it sat on the wood for a while, and it was just soaking in that asphalt, the oils and stuff. And yeah, so now we got a stain on the wood floor. Not good. Can't come off either, not unless you sand it. And we're not going to do that. Take all the finish off the floor. So yeah, now I got to start making decisions with all the bikes coming in, and they're doing all these construction things now. I might have to put some paper or something underneath the tires or something, line up the flooring a little bit. So yeah, what a mess. Yeah, it's getting out of control. I'm telling you. We have spilled over into the living room. There's a number of bikes in the living room now, in the dining room. One or two of them are in the family room. A couple of them are inside the office space. So this is the downstairs bedroom, if you want to call it a bedroom, but technically it's an office. And then several of them are inside the garage. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place now. It's gotten a little out of control. All right, so I'm recording this now. This is a Saturday I'm recording this. I think we won't see this one until maybe Wednesday, something like that. I already have one prepared for Tuesday. I have a review coming out on Thursday, so be sure to watch for that one. That's a good one. And so I'd like to get one recorded for Friday and maybe Saturday as well next week. And the reason for this is because, as you know, we're heading off to Wisconsin for this coming week. And so I won't have access to the internet or anything. So I've got to get these pre-recorded for you so that at least you have something to watch while I'm gone. And then when I get back, I'll have hopefully some videos I can edit from the trip. And then another new bike came in. You'll hear about that on Tuesday's video, but you won't know what it is. So I gotta work on that bike. One of the other companies that contacted me before, I pushed them off another month. I feel sorry for them, but realistically, I couldn't be able to do it anyway. So I was just honest with them and said, yeah, I want to work with you, but we'll have to wait till June. And I think they were okay with that. And there's one other bike company that contacted me. I told them the same thing in May. I haven't heard back from them, so I don't know whether they're going to contact me back again or not. I am not contacting them now because I really don't have the time to do it, so there's no point. So I may end up waiting till the end of May or June to contact them and see if they're still interested in me doing something for them. So now you might be asking about the other bikes that we currently have. Are you riding them all? And the answer is no, I'm not. In fact, a number of them I haven't even charged up yet. They've still been low charge from winter. I know sometimes you should be topping these things off. I didn't do it, so we'll see what happens. Oh, one thing I did want to tell you too. I mentioned that the Velotric Thunder 1 seemed to be draining the battery, the internal battery. Over time, it just kind of get lower and lower. Same thing happens on this Magicycle Commuter bike. So something about these batteries in here seem to keep running or something. They seem to keep working because this bike was totally dead when I went to check to see if there was any charge left on it. So I ended up having to charge it up, and it's from the winter months, I'm telling you. So right now we're on a 5 bar out of 5, but I know too that this bike does not have a linear type of meter on there, because it'll go to a certain point and then it'll start to plummet. It'll drop real fast. So this is why you need to know what the actual range of your battery is. You can't really trust the meters on these things, the battery meters, because it'll show 5 out of 5 for a long time. So I'm just scooting along here. My leg is on the curb. I'm just kind of hopping along. All right, I think this other car wants to get by here, but I don't know. I can only move over so far, and the other cars can't move anyways. There's too much traffic coming through. So I think they're gonna have to wait for me. Now this is where this commuter bike has the problem, is because the thing is only a single speed, right? And because it's only a single speed, starting from a dead stop is kind of hard for me because I got to pedal down. So I'm positioned right now with my left leg ready to do a downward stroke. But I'm gonna let these cars go first if they want to go. Well, it's not gonna go, so we're gonna go. And this takes me a while. See, I'm like really suffering to go past here. This is where having the gears would really help. Having the gears on the Velotric would be really helpful at that point. But single speed, yeah, you suffer on the start. Now, one thing that I did on this bike that I didn't do on that bike is I raised the stem. I bought an adjustable stem for the handlebar on this bike, remember that? So I raised it higher because I don't like leaning over. Because as you know, I have the saddle up very high so that I can get a decent extension on my pedal stroke. But that also means you got to lean forward and downwards, and I don't want to do that. So I bought an adjustable stem just to raise the handlebars higher up. So I can sit a little bit more upright. I do lean forward just a tad, but very little. It's mostly upright at this point. And you notice too, even though I'm riding a Class 1 bike, I'm not, oh, there's a kid on a hoverboard. That's the second kid I've seen on a hoverboard this year. What was I saying? Oh, even though I'm riding a Class 1 bike, I'm not as winded as I was when I was riding the other bike. So I don't know if you can see, but maybe you can see my knees a little bit. But yeah, I'm not pedaling hard. I'm just keeping my legs moving. We're doing like 15.5 miles an hour. We do have a wind blowing up against me. I'm sure that affects us too a little bit. My weight affects it more than anything else, quite frankly. Let's turn here. So I'm not going anywhere in particular. It's just on Saturdays and Sundays. I usually try to avoid the bike paths. You know, weekend people come out at that time, and it's not as fun being on a path when there's bike traffic in my way. So I'd just rather ride on the streets. So I guess we're heading towards Arlington Heights. I don't think we'll go that far. I think we'll eventually turn back around. But yeah, we might be in Arlington Heights now because I see the Arlington Heights water tower here. Yeah, no real intention for anything today. I just wanted to get out, get some ride time in. Oh, okay, here's one thing I could tell you. A couple bikes that I've had recently do not have a front suspension. This does not have a front suspension, okay? You can feel that. Every time you hit a bump, your bike, takes that shock because nothing is absorbing it. And you can feel it on your, coming up your arms and everything. So, yeah, I've gotten used to having a suspension fork, at least in the front. And of course, recently we had some suspension seat posts. But here's an interesting thing. One of the bikes that, whoa, there's a big divot there. I don't know if you guys saw that. Yeah, we just dropped about 6 inches. There's nothing warning you that there was something there too. So what I did for that, rather than taking it on my butt, I stood up on the pedals a little bit. Kind of take the shock up on your legs and your knees. So, and I was going to talk about suspension seat posts at the time when that happened. The new bike that just came in for review typically does not have a suspension seat post with it. And the saddle is kind of thin. So I picked this bike up at a dealership, actually. They sent it to the dealer and then I picked it up there. So he asked me, he says, do you want this thin saddle or do you want this big, thicker saddle? I said, take a look at me, what do you think? So he swapped it out with the better saddle for me. And it had a suspension seat post on it. But here's the nice part, and I'm kind of glad we got it. This particular suspension seat post is not the one that goes back and forth. It's not like the Sun Tour seat post, right? That kind of like when it goes down, it goes a little bit backwards. This is the ones that go straight up and down only. It's like a little post, right? And it goes up and down. So when I saw that, I go, oh, good. Well, now we'll get to see how good that is compared to the Sun Tour that moves a little differently. And then I have the Satori seat post too on another bike, which you'll see on a review. I guess I'll turn here. Everyone's kind of looking at me deciding what am I going to do, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. But that one's similar to like the Sun Tour. So this one this one should be interesting to see how that feels compared to the other. Now I've already ridden that bike once. You should probably see that video on Tuesday, I believe, so you should see some of that. But it wasn't actually a review, so. And yeah, the feel is definitely different. I haven't made my final conclusions as to which I like or dislike, or are they the same, whatever, I've got to actually compare it a little bit. But by now, you would have already seen the video where I had a talk with one of our local police officers, and we talked about the stopping issue. Yeah, see, the stopping issue keeps coming up. I keep bringing it up. Oh, should have kept my mouth shut. But yeah, he said it was fine with him as long as you were safe and keeping everyone else safe. But that doesn't mean every officer would feel the same way. So, ride with caution, right? Anyway, this is just an easy ride today. People are outside. These guys are doing the garage sale. You guys done garage sales before? We only did one garage sale once. We were out in San Diego. We were moving back to Chicago. We knew we had to get rid of some stuff, otherwise we'd have to bring it all back from California. So we did a garage sale. I don't know about you guys, but we set the garage sale up for, you know, what was it typically? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something like that. So come Thursday night, we get these rings on our doorbell asking if they could take a look at what's being offered for sale. I said the garage sale isn't until tomorrow. You know why they do that, right? They want first crack at everything. So we told them to come back. Yeah, we didn't want people going through our stuff in the middle of the night. Do they do that for you guys? You guys ever have a garage sale? Have that happened to you before? These people show up a day early? I mean, some people aren't even set up yet, right? We'd already decided what we were going to sell. We had price tags and everything, but it's not outside or anything. The garage door's not open. What we did is we put some stuff out on the driveway. Most everything else was in the garage. So, yeah, we sold a lot of things. I will remember this one time. One of the guys came by. He was looking at the microphone stands I had, and I have quite a few microphone stands because I used to record a lot of things, and you know, of course I play music and everything. I have mic stands miking up all the different drums. I had a 7-piece drum set and everything, and so he was looking at the microphone stands, trying to decide which one of them that he liked the best. They're all the same, quite frankly. So he's looking at it and looking at it. I think I priced them at like $10 or something like that. Not bad. At the end of the day, yeah, he didn't buy any one. I don't know why. They were kind of like new. I don't know why he couldn't make a decision. But that $10 was tough for him, I guess, so he didn't do it. So we're doing 18, 19 miles an hour. I'm not out of breath. My legs are moving, but I'm not pedaling hard. This is what a cadence sensors will do for you, okay? I mean, if a heavy guy like me can be on a thin little bike like this and go 19, 20 miles an hour and not even break a sweat. Okay, I'm sweating a little bit. But not, you know, losing your breath over it. That's the difference. So you don't get the type of exercise that a torque sensor would give you. Okay? If you want to exercise, get the torque sensor. If you want to take it easier, get the cadence sensor. And determine some of the stuff based on your riding ability and the like. And I got a guy behind me. I can see his headlight. It's another bike. He's keeping up with me. He's probably wondering how this big, fat, heavy guy is able to move so fast on this bike. I'm doing 21 miles an hour right now. But he's catching up. All right, here's the stop sign, so I'm going to stop. Oh, rolling stock. How you doing? There he goes. So, that's what's happening. Nothing really. I did finish a second review, by the way. The big, heavy 120-pound bike has been reviewed. Should be a good review. I think you'll like it. So 2 bikes are down. 2 more to go. 2 more to go. And then I could say I've kind of caught up a little bit. All right, anyways, I think that's enough for today. Hey, if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.